Okay, my friends, we are gonna take it to the streets. What I want you to do is go to Mud Fossil University. Get free education, real stuff. Stuff that means something. Stuff that is reality. Yo, brother. Climb out with me, folks. In their world, they don't know us. Time is now. You! No, I don't think so. Not for me. Not for my people. We're going to the streets. We've got some reality here on Mud Fossil University. Alright, stick with me, people. Take it everywhere. Everybody got to hear this. You got to be active. You got to get a hold of Yale. Get your brothers, get your friends. Don't do this. Don't do this. Jesus said, do it. Don't listen. Now I'm going to show you a little reality. Yeah. This is a mud fossil rock, believe it or not. It was a fairly good sized rock taken out of a mud flat by Gary Evans in the British Isles in a salt mud flat, which is similar to the chemistry of the body, that the pHs and the fluids. And when this happens, the vascular network in your body is made to work in wet conditions. It's literally inert. If it stays wet, this is the kind of preservation you can expect. They look in the dry areas for scrappy old bones. This is a lung that is literally pristine, and this is the kind of preservation that mud fossils produce. The stones are literally talking to us about history, literally crying out about history. And Professor Briggs at Yale refuses to allow this knowledge. And he is literally, you know, in my opinion, all these are my opinions, but literally he is delusional, and he cannot accept DNA. This is all DNA tested, CAT scanned, anatomists, recreated the chemistry in the lab, and he is refusing our history. This is no monkey bone. This is no jellyfish, soft-bodied. He agrees now that this is, and he's protested this for years now. He's fought against this, and he's fought against this up to the last 6 months or so ago. And now all of a sudden he's authored a paper that he's discovered soft-body fossilization. Well, this has been known for a long time. Now I have all the process. Plus he says he has no clue how it happens. It just happens to be there. So this is crazy to let this continue on, and because everybody thinks, they ask, well, how can you say this stuff? We have to take it to Yale. And I said, well, they won't listen. Well, obviously, because you're an idiot. Well, that's how it happens. They are delusional. They are literally a cult. Give us your money, shut up, sit in a corner, do as we say, act as we act, think as we think, or we will let you toil in the mines, and we will keep your 30,000, 50,000, 200,000, and you will still have to pay your loan back. Regardless if we're right or not, we don't have to look at the evidence. There's no effect on them at all. So, but I think there's a fiduciary duty there, which is sort of a legal issue, but that's all going to be handled at some point, because this is not deniable, and it cannot continue to be resisted by Professor Briggs at Yale University, and they cannot allow this. I emailed everybody in the administration that I could find, and he did respond. That's the first time he responded. Obviously, they probably must have said, you get rid of the guy. And so that shows you how much anybody else cares. It can't continue on like this. It's just not right. And the kids are really, I mean, if I was, I would be, that's a whole nother issue. And I think there's remedies, but it's not my place. I just want to show the evidence. All right, this is from one of my videos. It's called Huge Giants CAT Scan at 8:45, 3 DNA test. You can see, you can read what it says right there. Now, I'm going to show you what this is. Now, and I've got to be honest with you, I'm starting to get discouraged.
DNA test
Hold on.
has been proven to be human.
You know, I'm getting a little discouraged, and I think everybody should start to write to Professor Briggs and start to bring up a petition or something to stop this, that he can dismiss this evidence. This has been DNA tested. This is a human hand, and it's 36 inches wide. That is a giant human. These things were written about in history. So our history is being denied, our ancestry is being denied, chemistry is being denied, geology is being denied, and they looked at anybody that thought these things were real as delusional, and now they are so deluded, like Professor Briggs, they cannot accept the facts that DNA proves this. This is the structure of the human hand. And it's been DNA tested. I have fingers, and I'm going to show you in a second. Now, and they've been CAT scanned and DNA tested and all that. Now, if you look at your own human hand, and look at the way this pad sits here, and if you tip it back, I don't know if you'll be able to see this, but you tip your own hand back like that, and you'll see it. You can't miss it. No, that's this right here. Hold on, let me turn the light off. That is this strip. You see this? If you look at this, it looks like somebody pasted that on there. That's exactly what you have on your own hand. You see what you have here? Exact same thing. It's tendinous, or it's very fibrous material that protects your hand from your palm. So you know the body is built, and it's built. This is not the molecules bumping into each other. And that's the other rub I have. I'm going to show you somebody that I think is a disastrous situation, and CPTV or public TV is promoting him as a hero and a genius, Professor Hawkins. He's as bad as Professor Briggs. These people are deluded, and I've been after him for over a year, and he will not respond, and he was putting out all kinds of things for science communicators. I hit his page 100 times, not one single response. And the same thing with Professor Briggs. He never responded until I finally complained to the presidents and the vice presidents and everybody down at Yale, and finally sent back. And I'll show you what he sent me back. All right, I started this Mud Fossils University because I understand the basis of life, and that is, the basis of the universe is life. It's life. There is nothing else. It's life. It's all life, and it's been, they think they are gods. Well, when you go into some of this here, I can show and prove everything that they're saying is wrong. And I can do it with chemistry, not with the guesses. Look, 90 views, 7 ups and 0 downs. And this, you go through, I made this. See this here? That I created in the lab myself. That is that is feldspar. And that's created from chicken tissue as it electrifies in wet conditions, and the water in the earth is wet, and it is in the mud flats that I'm talking about, and there is electrical conductivity called telluric spontaneous potentials. It's fully understood in fine plated polar silicates. They have polar, means that they're like little magnets. Water goes through there, is like another little magnet, H2O. It's a highly polar molecule. That's why they bond together and create skin tissue. Like, they could create a bubble. It's a skin, and that's because it's actually the little molecules are hooked into each other. Now, this is also feldspar. And I made that. I mean, I didn't make this, obviously. That's a guy's head. And there's no question that's a head. It's got all the, the black and red ferrous oxides, and it has CAT scan. Anything. This is just crazy to keep going on about this. Get a hold of Yale and ask them, why won't you look at this? Why did you dispute this? Why are you accepting Professor Briggs' opinion over all this evidence? And I know that they're aware of this because I'm sending it to a bunch of people. I didn't just send to him. I was like, he was just, there's Armin, there's, there's another Holloway down there. There's all of the people down at Yale I sent to. I sent to the legal department. I tried to put it on their Facebook pages. I sent it to all the administrators I could find. So this is not something they're unaware of. In my opinion, I could be wrong because they probably just disregard everything too. So maybe they have no clue because they don't do any work down there, maybe. I have no idea. But as far as I'm concerned, if they were in the public domain and working in a job, they'd be fired for this kind of activity. It's just silly. Absolutely silly that they can get away with this. You know, as they're taking all of our kids' futures and their money. Because they're not going to make any money, you know, now that they find out this is all crap they're teaching. Now, if you go to my site here, and this is Mud Fossils University, and I have a bunch of different things up there right now. Not a whole lot, but it's going to be coming. And this is all scientific stuff. This is no baloney. There's no real big theories here. This is all honest, factual chemistry, atomic physics, the credible stuff. Not, oh, a big black hole and this must have Big Bang and all this. That's all baloney. That is so far from reality. Explain comets in space. I don't have it up on here, the comet in space one, but hold on, let me just show you something. Go ask your professor about this. Comet 67P, they had a lander up there, sent back everything. It sent back everything, and it said that it was 100% organic. All 12 organic compounds, all the same, exact same stuff that's in, it's a cooking, it's cooked meat. Rosetta's comet has no ice and is darker than coal. It's well done, that's why. Surprising discovery, always surprising, always never expected it. They never know what's going on because they have no clue, because life is in space. The meteors that are falling to Earth are space, are meat. They're actual, literally meat. And this comet is a tandem. And I have the absolute no question whatsoever. And this video shows it. And if you go to this video and you watch this video, you will understand exactly what I'm saying. And the anatomy is undeniable, the chemistry undeniable, the gases given off undeniable, the vascularization undeniable, and another thing that's undeniable is that space smells like steak. All right, here you go, popular science. What does space smell like? Final Frontier smells a lot like NASCAR race, a bouquet of hot metal, diesel fuel, barbecue. The source, dying stars. No, it's not. It has nothing to do with dying stars. It's meat that's floating around in space. And what is floating around out there, what smells like barbecue, is uncombusted aromatic hydrocarbons. And it's exactly what we call carcinogens on Earth. There's no question what it is. And other ones say that it smells like steak. You know, they say this on here. Hold on, I'll show you. There's a lot of them that say different things, but they all say steak. You see, it smells like barbecue. Well, that's because this guy's talking about stars. There's another one that says space smells like seared steak and hot metal. Astronauts report, and they do. They say exactly what they say. They come in, they take their suits off, and it smells like seared steak. It's just what it is. So that's not. I'm not making that up. Now, the tendon out in outer space, Comet 67P, absolutely no question that it's shooting off out of the vascular entries in it. It's gassing off in jets of vapor, just like it does on a gas grill. It can't combust because there's no real oxygen out there to combust. You have to have O2. So what you're getting out there is this seared steak, hot metal smell. It's just like if you put a blanket over a steak that was cooking under a grill, and you would not allow flames because there was no oxygen. Is exact, and I'm sure they can produce this, and they would have the identical same gases that they have detected on Comet 67P. NASA will not respond to any of my comments. Nobody down at Johnson Space Center, and I've tried all of them. I tried it everybody. I tried all the museums. I tried it, National Geographic, the every national this, government that, everybody, and they don't want to talk because this is not allowed, because it goes against the academics who say there is no God and there is no creation, and if you look at this stuff, you're deluded. Well, it's exactly the opposite of what they're saying. 100% opposite. Not even one thing that they say about this is correct. Not a single thing. And everybody puts their faith in these people. Big mistake. All right, when I said there was a big Big mistake. I wasn't kidding. 2 Peter 2:27. Now you're talking about these exact guys, the Pharisees, the leaders, the teachers, the ones that tell us what we should believe and what's right. Many will follow in their depravity, and because of them the way of the truth will be defamed, which is my stuff. The way of the truth will be defamed. In their greed, these false teachers will exploit you with tales they have concocted, and concocted they have. The long-standing verdict against them remains in force, and it ain't good. And their destruction does not sleep. And it doesn't look like there's a big reprieve coming up either. For if God did not spare the angels when they sinned, but cast them into hell, delivering them in chains to be held in gloomy darkness until their judgment. So what do you think is going to happen to you guys? I don't know. It doesn't sound good to me. Anyway, and plus, by the way, the angels that were thrown into hell and held in chains of gloomy darkness are not in that gloomy darkness anymore. And that says that until judgment. And that's what Enoch says, and he walked with God, and I'm 100% on this God and Jesus. I have the chemistry that shows Jesus was real. And that is, it's also undisputable. So what we need to do is have these people confront the evidence. Make a fool of me. Come out and make a fool of me. But I don't think you can. And it looks to me like you guys are in a little trouble if you can't.